20 crops that can yield thousands per month. Have you ever thought about making money planting? Many people think that agriculture is a big farm or a lot of work, but the truth is that even a small piece of land or a backyard can become a source of income. Some plants grow quickly, others are more expensive on the market, and some can even be sold all year round. The secret is choosing the right crops and knowing how to care for them. In this text, we will talk about 20 types of plants that can yield thousands of friaries per month. You don't need to be a planting expert. These are simple options that anyone can start, even with little space or money. We'll explain how each one works, how long it takes to harvest, and why they are so sought after. If you want extra income or even live off the land, these ideas can help. 1. Lettuce. Lettuce is one of the easiest vegetables to plant and sell. It grows quickly, in around 30 to 60 days, and is always sought after in markets, fairs, and restaurants. A head of lettuce can cost between 2 Brazilian reals and 5 Brazilian reals, depending on the season. If you plant it in pots or small beds, you can harvest it several times a year. The cool thing is that you can sell directly to neighbors or in WhatsApp groups in your city. 2. Arugula. Arugula is another vegetable that grows quickly, in about 40 days. It is used in salads, sandwiches, and even pizzas. Many people pay more for organic arugula, so if you avoid pesticides, you can sell it for a better price. A small bunch costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 7 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it doesn't need a lot of space. You can even plant it in cut pet bottles. 3. Carrot. Carrots are a vegetable that everyone uses in the kitchen. It takes a little longer, around 90 days, but it's worth it. A bag with 1 kilogram of carrots can cost 5 Brazilian reals to 10 Brazilian reals. The ideal is to plant in soft soil, without stones, so that the carrots grow straight. If you have a piece of land, you can plant several rows and sell to markets or directly to consumers. 4. Tomato. Tomato is one of the best-selling products in Brazil. It can be planted in large pots or in the ground, and takes around 90 days to bear fruit. A kilo of tomatoes varies from 4 Brazilian reals to 15 Brazilian reals, depending on the season. Cherry tomatoes, for example, are more expensive and yield more per plant. If you have space, you can make a simple greenhouse to protect your plants from the rain and sell them all year round. 5. Bell pepper. Peppers are another vegetable that makes money. It takes around 100 days to harvest and can be green, yellow, or red. Red is the most expensive, reaching 10 Brazilian reals per kilo. Each plant produces several peppers, so if you have 50 plants, you can harvest around 20 kilograms per month. Peppers are used in many dishes, so they are always in demand. 6. Strawberry. Strawberries are a fruit that many people like and pay well. It can be planted in pots or beds, and each plant bears fruit for several months. A kilo of strawberries costs between 10 Brazilian reals and 30 Brazilian reals, depending on the quality. The cool thing is that you can sell directly to consumers, at fairs, or even online. If you make jam or pulp, you can earn even more. 7. Kale. Kale is a resistant leaf that grows quickly and can be harvested several times. It is used in juices, salads, and stir-fries. A bunch of cabbage costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 8 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it doesn't need much care, just water and remove the old leaves. If you have a garden, you can sell it to markets or restaurants. 8. Zucchini. Zucchini is a vegetable that grows quickly, in about 50 days. Each plant produces several zucchinis, and a kilo costs between 4 Brazilian reals and 10 Brazilian reals. It can be planted in large pots or in the ground. The cool thing is that you can sell it to markets, fairs, or even to neighbors. If you make preserves or pickles, you can increase your profit. 9. Cucumber. Cucumber is another vegetable that makes money. It grows quickly, in about 60 days, and each plant produces many cucumbers. A kilo costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 8 Brazilian reals. Cucumber is used in salads, juices, and even preserves. If you have space, you can plant several rows and sell to markets or restaurants. 10. Basil. Basil is a fast-growing herb that is widely used in the kitchen. It can be planted in small pots and harvested in about 30 days. A bunch of basil costs between 5 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that you can sell it to restaurants, markets, or even people who like fresh seasonings. If you make sauces or pesto, you can earn even more. 11. Coriander. Coriander is another herb that grows quickly and is widely used in Brazilian cuisine. It can be planted in pots or beds and harvested in about 40 days. A pack costs between 2 Brazilian reals and 6 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it doesn't need a lot of space and can be sold to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. 12. Mint is a plant that grows easily and is used in teas, juices, and home remedies. It can be planted in pots and harvested in about 60 days. A bunch of mint costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 10 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that it spreads quickly, so you can have several plants in a short time. You can sell it to markets, fairs, or even to neighbors. 13. Rosemary is an herb that grows slowly but lasts for years. It is used in meats, breads, and teas. A bunch of rosemary costs between 5 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it doesn't need much care and can be sold all year round. If you make sachets or essential oils, you can earn even more. 14. Chives are a herb that grows quickly and is widely used in the kitchen. It can be planted in pots or beds and harvested in about 60 days. A bunch costs between 2 Brazilian reals and 5 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that it sprouts again after being cut, so you can harvest it several times. You can sell to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. 15. Parsley is another herb that grows quickly and is often used in cooking. It can be planted in pots or beds and harvested in about 60 days. A bunch costs between 2 Brazilian reals and 5 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it also sprouts again after being cut. You can sell to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. 16. Sweet potatoes are a tuber that grows easily and is highly sought after. It takes around 120 days to harvest, but it's worth it. A kilo costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 10 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that it can be planted in poor soil and doesn't need much care. You can sell it to markets, fairs, or even to neighbors. 17. Yam is another tuber that makes money. It takes around 200 days to harvest, but is highly sought after. A kilo costs between 5 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that it can be planted in moist soil and doesn't need much care. You can sell to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. 18. Cassava is a staple food in Brazil and can yield a lot. It takes around 18 months to harvest, but each plant produces several roots. A kilo costs between 3 Brazilian reals and 10 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that it can be sold fresh, as flour, or even as chips. You can sell to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. 19. Green corn is a product that sells a lot in the summer. It takes around 90 days to harvest, and each year costs between 2 Brazilian reals and 5 Brazilian reals. The good thing is that you can sell it on the street, at fairs, or even in markets. If you make pamonha or curau, you can earn even more. 20. Pineapple is a fruit that takes longer to grow, around 18 months, but it's worth it. Each tree produces 1 or 2 pineapples, and each one costs between 5 Brazilian reals and 15 Brazilian reals. The cool thing is that it can be sold all year round and is highly sought after. You can sell to markets, fairs, or directly to consumers. How to start? Now that you know these 20 options, you can choose 1 or 2 to start. The important thing is to start small. Plant in pots, beds, or a piece of land. Then, increase as you sell. Here are some tips. Choose what sells in your region. Ask at markets, fairs, and restaurants what they buy most. Start with little money. Many of these plants can be grown in pots or plastic bottles. Sell direct to the consumer. You earn more by selling to neighbors, friends, or over the internet. Take good care of the plants. Water, remove weeds, and protect them from pests. Invest in quality. If you avoid pesticides, you can sell as organic and charge more. How much can you earn? It depends on how much you plant and how you sell it. For example, if you plant 100 lettuce plants and sell each one for 3 Brazilian reals, you can earn 300 Brazilian reals per month. If you plant 50 strawberry plants and sell 1 kilogram for 20 Brazilian reals, you can earn 1,000 Brazilian reals per month. If you plant 20 tomato plants and sell 10 kilograms for 10 Brazilian reals, you can earn 2,000 Brazilian reals per month. Of course, these are simple examples. The actual profit depends on many factors, such as the weather, the price in your region, and how you care for the plants. But the important thing is that all of these crops have the potential to earn you thousands per month if you dedicate yourself. Conclusion: planting can be a great way to earn money, even with little space or experience. The 20 crops we list here are easy to care for, grow quickly, and are always in demand. The secret is to start small, learn with practice, and gradually increase. If you have patience and dedication, you can transform a small piece of land into a stable source of income. And the best part, you will be producing healthy food for people, which is good for everyone. So, how about starting today? Choose a plant it, and see how you can make money with the land. Here are some more tips for you to make the most of these crops and really earn thousands per month. First, research the local market. Before choosing what to plant, talk to farmers, restaurant owners, markets, and even neighbors. Ask which products they buy most, which are lacking in the region, and what they would pay for them. For example, if your city has many Japanese food restaurants, it may be worth investing in wasabi or shiso, which are expensive and difficult to find. If your local bakeries buy a lot of fresh basil, you already know this is a good option. Another important thing is to think about how to sell. There's no point in planting a lot if you don't have anyone to sell it to. A good idea is to start selling to acquaintances, in WhatsApp groups or on social media. Then, you can rent a stall at open-air markets or organic markets, which tend to have a loyal following. Many producers also form partnerships with small markets, which buy directly from the garden. If you have a quality product, you will soon have regular customers. It's also cool to diversify. Instead of planting just one type of crop, try combining a few. For example, you can have a greenhouse with strawberries and, in the same space, grow hydroponic lettuces underneath them. Or plant peppers and herbs together, as many of them help each other grow. This way, you make better use of the space and have more products to sell. Don't forget to calculate the costs. Before you start, write down everything you will need: seeds, fertilizer, water, tools, transportation. Then, see how much you will spend per month and how much you expect to earn. If the profit is small, it may be better to choose another crop or sell in a different way. For example, if you grow tomatoes, you can sell the fruit fresh or make homemade sauces, which are worth more. Another tip is to take advantage of specific times of the year. Some crops yield more in certain seasons. Strawberries, for example, tend to have high prices in winter, when production is lower. Pumpkins are in great demand around Halloween and Christmas. Keep an eye on these dates and plan your planting to sell at the right time. If you're short on space, don't be discouraged. Many of these crops can be planted in pots, small beds, or even vertical systems. Basil, for example, grows well in pots and can be sold in bundles to restaurants. Rosemary is also a great option for those who have little space, as it doesn't need a lot of land and is always in demand. Finally, don't be afraid to make mistakes. In the beginning, it's normal to lose some plants or sell less than you expected. The important thing is to learn from mistakes and improve. Talk to other producers, watch videos on the internet, and try new things. Over time, you'll get the hang of it and discover what works best for you. Remember, making money from agriculture is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is a job that can give a lot of returns if done with care and planning. Start with a culture that you like and that has a market in your region. Take good care of the plants, sell them with quality, and, little by little, expand. Who knows, maybe in a few months you won't be reaping the fruits of your efforts and seeing the money really come in. The secret is to start, even if it's small. The land always rewards those who dedicate themselves. Now that you understand the importance of starting small and learning with practice, let's talk about some crops that can really make a difference in your pocket. Not all of them require large investments or huge areas, and many can be grown even in small spaces, such as backyards, pots, or greenhouses. The secret is to choose something that matches the climate in your region, the type of soil you have, and, of course, what the people around you are willing to buy. A good example is peppers. It is versatile, can be sold fresh, preserved, or even dried, and is in constant demand at fairs, markets, and restaurants. In warmer regions, such as the Northeast or Midwest, you can harvest all year round with adequate irrigation. A well-cultivated area of 500 square meters can yield up to 2,000 Brazilian reals per month, depending on the season and the quality of the product. Another advantage is that peppers don't need a lot of space between plants, so you can plant a lot on little land. If you live in a colder region or have a covered space, mushrooms can be a great option. Growing mushrooms does not require land, just a substrate, such as sawdust or straw, and a humid, dark environment. Shiitake and mushrooms are the most sought after, and the price per kilo can vary between 20 and 50 reais, depending on where you sell them. With a low initial investment, you can start at home and sell to restaurants, markets, or even directly to the consumer. The cool thing is that the production cycle is quick. In a few weeks, you will have mushrooms ready to harvest. Another crop that is on the rise and can yield a lot is arugula. It grows quickly, in around 30 to 40 days, and is often used in salads, sandwiches, and even gourmet dishes. The price per pack varies between 2 and 5 reais, and you can sell to markets, restaurants, or directly at fairs. A well-managed area of 100 square meters can produce up to 500 packs per month, which gives a good return. Furthermore, arugula doesn't need much space and can even be planted in small pots or beds. If you have a little more patience and want a product with high added value, acai can be an excellent choice. In the north and northeast regions, where the climate is ideal, acai is sold by the liter or in frozen pulp, and the price can reach 15 reais per kilo. An acai palm tree starts producing fruit in about 3 years, but after that, the harvest is constant. If you have space to plant a few dozen trees, you can set up a profitable business, especially if you sell to ice cream shops, snack bars, or even export the pulp. For those who like medicinal plants, mint and chamomile are great options. Mint, for example, is used in teas, juices, medicines, and even beauty products. A mint plant can be sold for 5 to 10 reais, and you can easily multiply the seedlings. Chamomile is highly sought after for soothing teas, and a kilo of dried flower can cost up to 50 reais. Both grow well in pots or small beds, and the harvest cycle is quick, which allows for a constant income. If you live near a big city or a gastronomic hub, basil could be a good deal. It is widely used in restaurants, pizzerias, and even in artisanal products, such as sauces and olive oils. A bunch of basil can be sold for 3 to 7 reais, and the plant grows quickly, in around 40 days. You can plant it in pots or beds and sell directly to chefs or at organic fairs. The cool thing is that basil adapts well to different climates, as long as there is no lack of water. Another crop that is gaining ground is quinoa. It is considered a superfood, rich in proteins and highly sought after by those looking for a healthy diet. A kilo of quinoa can cost between 30 and 60 reais, depending on the region. Cultivation requires a little more care, especially at harvest time, but in areas with a mild climate, such as southern Brazil, it is possible to obtain good harvests. If you can sell to natural product stores or directly to consumers, the profit can be high. For those who have a larger plot of land and want to invest in something with a long-term return, cocoa is an excellent option. Brazil is one of the largest cocoa producers in the world, and the price of beans can vary between 10 and 20 reais per kilo. Furthermore, cocoa can be sold to chocolate industries or even processed by hand, which further increases the value of the product. A cocoa tree starts producing in about 4 years, but after that, the harvest is constant. If you have space to plant a few dozen plants, you can create a steady source of income. If you prefer something simpler and quicker, green corn is a great choice. It is very popular at fairs and markets, especially during the June festivals. A bag of 10 ears can be sold for 10 to 20 reais, and the production cycle is around 90 days. You can plant in small areas and sell directly to consumers or to street stalls. Corn can also be used to make tamale, curau, or even gourmet popcorn, which further increases the value of the product. Finally, if you like fruit and have a little patience, passion fruit can be a good deal. It is widely used in juices, sweets, and even cosmetic products. A kilo of passion fruit can cost between 3 and 8 reais, depending on the season and region. A passion fruit plant starts producing in about 8 months and can last up to 3 years. You can sell to markets, fairs, or even juice industries. The cool thing is that passion fruit grows well in different climates and doesn't require a lot of space, and can even be grown in large pots. The most important thing is to choose a crop that you like and that has a market in your region. There is no point in planting something that no one wants to buy or that does not adapt to your climate. Start small, test, learn, and expand little by little. Farming is a job of patience, but with dedication and planning, it can turn into a stable source of income and even a large business. The secret is not to give up at the first obstacles and always seek to improve. The land, when well cared for, always gives back.